Or hello? One second. Hello? Hello? Yes, who is this? Good, how are you? Yeah, what's going on? Why? Why do you want my social security number? Who are you? Zero two four two. Yep, 11/19/1993. And what is this about? Can you tell me what this is about? You're asking for all my information, and you still have yet to tell me what this is about. I didn't get nothing from y'all. I don't even know who you are. So who are you? And what do y'all do? What is this for? What is this about? I don't know anything about this. So can you please elaborate more detail, please, clearly, so I can understand? Good. Good. Exactly. Yeah. I have court coming up as well. You can also send it to my lawyer. His name is Bill. Yes, I do. His name is Bill Graff. Because I ain't paying shit. My son's coming home very soon. Bill Graff. And have a good day. Suck my dick. Talking about child support. Y'all took my child for being homeless. And y'all trying to have me pay child support? And my son is coming home less than a couple months. Pretty much in a couple weeks. And what's today? Today is the first day. Today is September 27th. October something, my son will be coming home. Y'all will be paying me. Y'all won't be paying me. Y'all stole my kid. Y'all stole my kid. Stole my kid and trying to make me pay child support. Make that make sense, dumbass bitch. Make that make sense. I ain't paying shit. And my son is still coming home. Y'all gonna have to fucking pay me when I fucking sue y'all. For not showing me evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that y'all had the qualifications at that time to take my child in the first place. Not once did y'all show me any type of court order when y'all came for my child that day. Pay child support to who though? Exactly. Children, youth. He said that children, youth made a complaint. They said children, youth made a complaint. Guess what, children, youth? Fuck y'all dumbass bitches. I'm not paying shit. You want to work with me? Give me my kid back. Because there's no... Your credit loan balance is $43.69. Checking balance is $200. Ooh, got my money from Facebook. Yeah. What did they complain about? I don't fucking know. I'm about to tag my fucking lawyer too. And then he said, oh, I got an attorney? Bitch, I don't have an attorney. I have a lawyer. And my lawyer was a prosecutor. He was the one that sent all your motherfuckers upstate for years. Motherfucker. You know me? The fuck? I got the best fucking lawyer in York City. So make sure if y'all need a lawyer, you hire Bill Graff. Fuck is you talking about? Make sure you hire Bill Graff for anything, because he knows the system. I don't know what they complain about. They wouldn't even tell me. He asked me for my social security number and all that. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Why are you asking me for my personal information? You're not even elaborating who you are. You're not even elaborating on who the fuck you is, and you asking me for all my fucking personal information? You got me fucked up. Talking about, well, then give me your last four. I said, yup, okay. Then I said, hold on. Make sure you sent this to my lawyer. He said, well, who's your... He said, you got a lawyer? He said, you got an attorney? Yeah. His name is Bill Graff, and he was once a prosecutor, okay? He gave a lot of people time. He's the one that says if you get 3 to 6 years, if you get 12 years, if you get 14 years. Yeah, he's the one that they have to go to in order to make a deal with to get you less or more time. When they take your child, the system pays the foster parents to take care of the child. Why would they put you on child support? Exactly. Bill Graff, at Bill Graff, let me tag my lawyer. Let me tag my lawyer right now. Just tag them in your comment. I don't play that funky. Yeah, shit. I don't play that. Y'all stole my kid from me. Didn't even show me paper that said you had a court order to do so. They didn't show me no fucking court order. She sent me a fucking email after they took my child. And I have evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that proves that shit. And I also sent that to my lawyer. They wanted me to delete that video at Presley Ridge because it shows them committing a crime against me. It shows them not utilizing the full fucking amendment when it came to taking my child. It shows them not providing full proof documentation beyond a reasonable doubt saying that they has rights to take my child. They didn't show me no paperwork. So what's up? Y'all want to fight this? Let's fight. Let's fight. Y'all stole my child from me. Didn't show me proof of paperwork saying that y'all had a court order to take my child. They didn't show me no paperwork that day. And so many people did blogs off that live. Meaning if I was to delete that live, there's no deleting it because it's all over social media. You got lawyers and judges and shit commenting underneath that shit. People of high forces saying that they had no jurisdiction. Where's the court order? You can give them to a family member that or a close friend. They lied. They didn't allow me to do none of that shit. They said they was working with me. How the fuck is y'all working with me? I know y'all watching me. How the fuck are you working with me? And you're trying to make me pay child support after what the fuck y'all did illegally. They told me why they took my child. They said we're taking him for stability. But they didn't have no paperwork when they did so. And that live that they wanted me to take down, that people already made blogs and blogs and blogs, hundreds of thousand blogs, which got me to 6.1 million in views because people didn't like the way they did and what they did or what I was saying either, to be truthful. Yeah, they had to make a case and first option should be a family member. Exactly. You want to know where they failed at? When I asked, I said, can't my family member take him? Didn't I say that on that live? What did they tell me? No. I said, oh, my family is right outside right now to get him. They told me no. Guess what they try to do afterwards? They try to give him to my sister, whose son molested my child, who she allows the predator at her house all the fucking time. And the lady, Marla, said, well, we don't mind if he goes there, but you cannot have that predator pop around him because he did do what he did. And my lawyer knows all this shit, every fucking detail, because I don't leave anything out. I'm very repulsive, and I honestly repeat myself probably more than once. They probably already know the story over and over again. They have resources to help you go on your feet or whatever you needed. Yeah, they did. They didn't have to take my child. You know, after they took my child, they placed me inside a hotel for 4 days. They gave me a resource, and the resource was as fast as, hey, I'm going to send you over this resource number with these people. Okay. I get a phone call. Hey, we're this resource people, this, that, and the third, and we want to help, pay for your hotel room for 4 days. We can't do what your Facebook did when they paid over $1,000 to keep you in a hotel room, but we can provide you with 4 days of shelter until we're able to get you in something else. Would that work? Yes. Hell yeah, that will work. In less than 10 minutes, they sent me over the address and everything for me to go to the hotel. The whole time I'm sitting in that hotel thinking, like, y'all know y'all could have did this for me and my kid. Y'all wanted to take my child from me because I was protecting him against predators like you. Who's a predator? Well, people that like to take kids from their rightful fucking parents. Parents that are good parents. A parent that stood up for their child against fucking predators. And then this man came inside that fucking courtroom, outside that courtroom door, thinking that he was going to get the fuck in there. To what? Torment me more? Traumatize us more? You already threatened that you was going to kill my son if he tells me. You was going to kill my son in front of me if he tells me what the fuck you did to him. They ain't do anything. They didn't help. They didn't help me with shit. I got all this shit my damn self. They didn't help me not one fucking bit. You want to know what they fucking helped me with? They took my child without a fucking paperwork from the judge saying that they had rights. She sent me a fucking letter. She sent me a letter to my email after the fact. And I have proof and documentation. The time frame from the time they took my child and the time frame that she sent it proves. And that live video proves that she did not show me no paperwork. Hey, we came to take your child. No, they was trying to keep me quiet in those rooms. They was trying to keep me from going live because it exposes their dirty ass work that they was fucking doing. I'm not stupid. They didn't help me with him. All they did was took him from me and tried to fucking make me look unstable. And I told them, I got businesses. I gave them my tax paperwork. When I filed my taxes, y'all, it says artist/performer. And I bring in a good amount of money for what I do, which is the reason why I can afford living in apartments and houses. The reason why I get new cars every year. Yeah, they try to do drug tests on me and shit like that. I have a medical marijuana card that is prescribed by my doctor that allows me to keep my ADHD, my trauma, my anxiety, and it keeps all that in check. There's nothing wrong with me. I know what they tried to do because, Cassandra, they already tried to do all that. You understand what I'm saying? They already tried to do all that. And they swore up and down. You know how ignorant they was? You can go to the courthouse to get a lawyer. I said, get a lawyer? I said, I have one. They looked at me like, yeah, okay. She don't got a lawyer. And then I walked in with my lawyer. And then that bitch was like, is there anything that he can't have? Do you have a lawyer? If you don't have a lawyer, I'm in court at this time. She said, if you don't have there's one up on the floor, and my lawyer, Bill Graff, was sitting right there beside me. And he's looking at them like, and then the lady's like, oh, I'm sorry. Who are you? He's like, I'm her lawyer. He was like, oh, you have an attorney. He looked at her, was like, she has a lawyer. Bill Graff, mark me if I'm lying. I remember every fucking thing. Okay? And Bill Graff was not with it. Like, I'm looking at this bitch. You know he used to be a prosecutor, bitch. He probably prosecuted half of your fucking family, hoe. Stop playing with my lawyer. My lawyer is old school. And he knows the system real well. And he knows the judges. And he knows everybody in that motherfucker. And any type of weird shit you got on your record, he knows about it. Any shit that you try to cover up when you got your job, he knows about it. So don't be trying to come over here on my motherfucking shit trying to act high on your high horse. I have a lawyer that's higher than all y'all motherfuckers, okay? Who was a prosecutor. And he could be a judge if he wanted to. He could be a judge if he wanted to. That lady was like, is there anything he can't have or he can have? And I told that lady right in front of my lawyer, he has G6PD. He can't eat beans. It will get him jaundice. It will make him sick. And what did those foster parents do that they placed him with? They mistreated my son. They forced him to eat fucking black beans in exchange of fucking snacks. And my son is smart. So what did my son tell these people when they try to do that to him? He said, hey, yo, I'm allergic to that. I know because I'm smart and my mom told me I can't eat that. Why are you trying to force me to eat beans to get snacks? I should just get a snack. You should just be giving me snacks because it's the time for me to have snacks and you're forcing me to eat beans. Yeah, he told me. And he told that supervisor lady, Tina. So my thing is, should these people get some type of check from me when they neglected my child's well-being and their care? And that's my argument to the judge. And my argument is the truth. That man snatched the tablet from my son's arm, hurt his arm. He didn't have to be hospitalized, but he told me when I had visits what that man did to my son's arm. He told me that the dog scratched him on his back, and y'all try to cover up the evidence by blurring out the scar on his back. Y'all try to blur it out and then send me a picture of his back. And Tina, the supervisor lady in the visit, I said, can you look at my son's back? She looked, she said, I said, look at this picture that they sent me, the caseworker. Look at this. I said, they trying to cover up something? She was like, I'm so sorry this is happening to you. She was like, I see a big scar on his back. She was like, see it. I said, so why don't they see it? Is they trying to cover, if I see it and you see it, and they sending me pictures saying that there's no scar there? Is that them trying to cover up their marks? And she said, well, I hate to say it to you, but there's a lot of crooked people in the system. And a lot of people shouldn't even be working as foster parents or as children youth workers. Because you got good people in the system and you got bad people in the system, just like Charlie Kirk said. You got people in this bad system and bad people in the system, and you got good people in the system. They don't want to hear your voice. They don't want you to speak awareness into the system. They don't want you to be able to pinpoint the wrongdoings that people do by you. And as soon as you do, they try to shut you up. I don't play about my child. And anybody that hurts or lay a finger on my child, I don't give a fuck what the system says. They don't have to worry about the system. They got to worry about my ancestors. Who is my ancestors, y'all? My mother that passed away. My grandmother that passed away. God. Okay? My uncles that passed away. That don't play about my son or me. That are in the spiritual realm. Working. Okay? It's like that. You don't know my child and you don't know me. My son is very intelligent and we come from an intelligent bloodline. I have doctors. I have people with doctor in front of their names. You can't play with me. You can't play with my ancestors. You can't play with Shango. You can't play with Oshun. Okay? You can't play with my spiritual guides. You can't play with my spiritual angels, my archangels. Okay? Gabriel, Michael. I can keep going. You can't play with us, okay? You can't play with us because my ancestors are strong. And there's a spiritual warfare going on between demonic, which is darkness, and God's people, which is light. And the more I keep saying this, the more and more people just keep rising up all over nations about the voices that they have that people swear to silence or think that they're going to silence, okay? And I'm sorry that Stephanie Papa, that you have to put a mean face up at my, you can support my, by sending star thing. But this is my business, sweetheart. And guess what I can do on my business? I can utilize my business to talk about anything I want. You want to know why? Because I have the platform. If you want to go downtown and fucking make fucking cardboard boxes to protest in, you can go do so. Where people are just going to drive past you in anyways and look at you like you're crazy. I have a platform that I can utilize to raise awareness. You want to know why, sweetheart? Because instead of having to go downtown or gather a rally to go protest, I have 21 people right here, 20 people right here, 19 people right here that are speaking up, that are talking, that are watching, that are paying attention, that are listening. It doesn't matter why they're listening, if they're listening for the wrong reasons or not. It don't matter. They're still here. Okay? So when it comes to the nature and the well-being of my child and his safety, do these people deserve to get any type of child support out of me? No, they don't. You want to know why? Because my son was abused in their care. How? Well, he was locked in the basement with no windows. There was only one exit, and that exit was upstairs. And if there was two exits, both of those exits was upstairs. Not once was there an exit downstairs. Number two, that man, that foster guy, Tony, he snatched the tablet out my son's arm, which caused my son's arm to have pain. Of course, they didn't take him to the doctors because it would have proved that they mishandled my child or was aggressive with him. Well, coming to find out when I kept on speaking about it, he ended up telling the truth to children youth, saying that, yes, he did what he did because my son didn't want to go to bed or give him the tablet. That's not a reason to snatch anything from a child. My son was not in school at that time. You could allow him to have his tablet. Not only that, you were sending him to bed, broad fucking daylight. His routine has already been switched. You just sent him in his room, turned his lights off, in fucking broad daylight. And my son knew it was daylight. And then said, oh, he must have overslept. No, he had so much crust in his eyes, so much sleep in his eyes, so much energy because y'all left him down there. And then y'all didn't even feed him. Not only that, my child told me that y'all wasn't feeding him. And at one point in time, he didn't know what he ate because y'all was feeding him the same shit over and over again. Spoiled food, bad food. And then y'all had nerves to try to take him to the hospital because y'all knew that I requested for my son to be checked out because of the wrongful things that y'all was doing. So what did y'all do to try to cover your asses? Y'all tried to get my son checked out twice, in fact. But not only that, to prove that y'all wasn't starving my kid. Meanwhile, you masked up behind a mask with basically abusing my child. Only feeding him right before his visits or feeding him the night before. And making it seem like, oh, well, he just woke up. We couldn't feed him. You know, I used to cook before my son woke up just so he can have his breakfast. Because sometimes we end up getting a late notice that we have to go somewhere. So I end up like, oh shit, grabbing his food that I already made, putting it in his Tupperware, giving it to him in the car so he can eat. Y'all motherfuckers are so weird. Y'all didn't even want him eating in your car. Y'all would throw away the food that I would send with him. I had to buy my food every buy my son food. Every visit, I brought my son snacks or food or toys. That picture of the backpack, I didn't get him that backpack. I got my son a Spider-Man backpack, and I have receipts. He have not received that backpack. They sent me pictures of him in school, right? That picture that's on Facebook, y'all, that's not the picture. That's not the backpack that I gave to my child. Who is it? That's not the backpack that I gave to my child. That's not the backpack I gave to my child. The backpack I have bought my child was a Spider-Man backpack. They had placed my son in the basement at these foster parents' houses. My son was a black little boy. They sent him to school with his hair nappy and undone. And as soon as he got placed with these black people, they knew how to do his hair. They didn't dress themselves and not dress my son. You ever seen a person just throw on clean clothes knowing they didn't take a shower? That's how my son looked. He wasn't being taken care of. His skin wasn't being nourished. He started losing weight, and they made it look like he was doing good because they took him to Perrydale Farm and put some tidy-whitey shorts on my kid. His hair was still rough looking. I told them, explained to them. So many different people so many different people about how my son's hair was looking. When I went to the first court hearing for the dependency court, before they even took my child, me and my son went in there flawless, suits and ties. And I have evidence beyond a reasonable doubt, and it's still on my Facebook. Them people that my son was with, Tony and his wife, neglected my child, used obsessive force by snatching a tablet out his arm, to the point where I had a spiritual dream that my child was being harmed, and for it to come to light. Bill Graff, you don't remember that? You don't remember that dream I had, and you said it's just a dream, we checked on him? And I said, no, it's not only a dream, it's a mother's intuition. Y'all remember that? And y'all try to make me look crazy, and I told you I got gifts of discernment from God. And if y'all was anything of God, y'all will understand what discernment is and what I was blessed with to foresee. And especially when it came to my child. Oh, he's fine, Miss Maddox. They sent us pictures. He's fine. Anybody can fucking clean up a child real quick and send you fucking pictures and make shit look good. Can't they? And now my son is with these black people, Miss Wesley, and he have nothing but positive energy. If them people would have treated my son right, if they would have not forced him, ain't that bad, Mr. Joe? You don't think that's bad? For a person to be forced to eat something that they're allergic to? That's bad. Knowing that don't these people get a pamphlet about a kid when they get into foster care so these foster parents can know everything about the child?
You would hope they would.
They usually do though, Joe.
Yeah.
They do. And they try to sweep this underneath the rug by acting like, oh, well, we talked to them, so everything is fine now. You talk to them? No, remove him from that home.
When are they saying you're going to get him back?
I go to court, I'm on live. Okay? So basically what they did was took my child for stability and safety because we were sleeping in the car.
Yeah.
The gases could have killed me and my child.
Right.
So thank God, they did help. But they could have helped by putting us in a hotel room for 4 days. Yeah. Like they did. After they took my child, they hooked me up with an agency. That agency, that same day, the same mist and the same action. It was like, oh, we got a hotel that we can put you in for 4 days. I said, oh, for real? So y'all took my kid and then gave me a resource.
Yeah.
How backwards was that? Ain't they supposed to show you proof of evidence, a documentation saying they have by law that you have a court order to take your child?
I would think.
They didn't. Go back and watch that live video. There's so many people that did blogs on it. Even if I deleted it today, so many people had already did blogs on it. And so many people, judges, lawmakers and stuff came on her and said, they're out of their jurisdiction. They didn't show you no paperwork. You know that lady told me that I couldn't have nobody pick up my child that was family member?
Really?
Yeah. And then people are telling me, by law, if you have family members or a support system, they could have got you. They could have came and got your child. Do you know I had people there to come get him? And they wouldn't allow him to go with them.
That's crazy.
It's as if they're part of the Pizzagate and all the sex trafficking, as if they want to just take my kid and put him in this, what you call it, because and this is where I go down to theories.
Yeah.
Who are these people?
Right.
And why Didn't they lock this man up that was in the Navy that molested my child? Does he hold some type of, what you call it? Did he serve so well that he's protected by the government?
Who did that?
My dad, who was in the army, molested my child.
Oh.
So when I went to Children Youth and opened up a case, that's when they came and looked at my ceiling of my house, you know, this. And they said, oh, there's a hole here. Well, they said, oh, well, not only that, they contacted city codes and they condemned my house. Then they did have rights to take my kid. Do you know the first time they tried to take my kid, the Judge Goffley was like, no, we're not doing this. They have stability. They have a 5-bedroom house up there in Glen Rock.
Yeah, right.
I had a 5-bedroom house. Would I have not owned it in 2040 if this man would have fixed what he needed to fix?
Yeah.
Would my son been taken away? Ain't that pain and suffering?
Yeah, it is.
Don't he owe me a lot of money?
Yeah.
They gave me 24 hours to get out.
Yeah, that's crazy. That whole thing is crazy.
And these people, they were so quick to take my child instead of giving me resources. And they was mad about me raising awareness on Facebook. They said, because I am a Facebook influencer, the reason why I'm talking about this is to make money off my child.
Oh, God.
That's what they said in court. I said, so oh, now y'all trying to turn it all the way around.
Yeah, right?
They told me delete the video, basically that shows them taking my child without a court order. You want to know why?
Oh, yeah, I know why.
You know why.
Because they did the wrong thing.
They did the wrong thing. How messy was that?
Yeah.
And now you think you're going to keep my child from me and I have everything I need and I have a good-ass landlord. What rent have I missed yet? None yet, to be honest. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, you're trying to say that I wasn't able to do this. How was I able to afford that house?
Right.
I mean, I'm a smart lady. You can't fuck with me. And they swore up and down. They said, oh, if you need a lawyer, you can, or attorney, you can go to legal aid and upstairs and get one. I was sitting right there with Bill Graff in a suit. They came, is there anything that he can't have or he's allowed to have? So y'all knew what he couldn't have. And y'all want me, y'all put a complaint in for me to pay child support? And
For the foster care.
for the foster care. For what foster care? You mean the foster care that was neglecting my child?
Yeah, I understand. You're in an apartment now. Why don't you have your kid today?
Right.
Like,
They took my child that same day. Why can't they give him back the same day I have stability?
Yeah, exactly.
Why do I have to go to court for it?
Yeah.
Why? To prove all the wrongful shit that y'all did? Y'all didn't have my son in the foster home where they was forcing him to eat black beans and my son has G6PD, which can give him jaundice. And it breaks down his good blood cells from being able to repair themselves. Yeah. So you know what kind of effect that has on my child's immune system?
Yeah, right.
They could have killed my kid.
Yeah.
But my son is so smart. He has a voice, just like Charlie Kirk did. And they try to silence me by saying, oh, she's crazy. The detectives try to silence me. Oh, she's crazy. She came down here to report that her child was molested because her child told her. But this woman's all over the place. We don't know if it's behavioral or emotional. Let's 302 her 2 weeks later. No, if you feel like I'm a danger to the community or myself or anybody else, you 302 me that same day, not 2 weeks later.
Yeah, right.
Because I thought that if somebody was to rob me today, I'm supposed to make that report today. Or it's going to be questioned in the court of law. Why did you wait so long? Who the fuck I'm sorry, but who the fuck do they think they playing with?
Right. Are they on the phone now?
Oh, I'm on live. And they be watching.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the government don't like people like me. People that are highly intuitive, that are on to their bullshit, people that can gather a crowd, can lead nations. Charlie Kirk. They silenced his voice, but what is the people saying around him? That he had a voice, he had an opinion, and they wanted to silence him, but they didn't silence him, did they? Guess how many people are rising up, even children?
Yeah.
Because of the voice. What did they try to do to me when I raised awareness about my child? But why did I go so hard, Joe, up on Facebook? Because when I went to the detectives, what did the detectives do? Try to make me look crazy when my son was molested by my father, who is not even my biological father because I found out. You understand what I'm saying? And he molested my child. And instead of them giving him justice, they made me look crazy. Instead of getting on that motherfucker, they got on my case about a mental health problem that I don't even have. But if I do have mental health problems now, it's from all this shit they put me through. Honestly.
I got you. Keep pushing, you'll get through it.
But I did a mental health evaluation, and I told these people, I said, can you get me? She said, I told her, can you get me on medication? And she said, well, don't you take medical marijuana?